night in Chester, Pennsylvania, as the Philadelphia Union are back home for the second time this week, looking to extend their 5-game unbeaten streak against the visiting Colorado Rapids squad. Seated above Section 113, welcome to Union Pregame Live. I'm Marissa Pilla.
And I'm Dave Leonard. The collective defending has been terrific in recent weeks, not to mention Andre Blake has seemingly been a brick wall between the sticks. Now tonight, the club will culminate 3 games in 8 days and will face a struggling Colorado side who has already lost more games than last year.
And the Union, if they win tonight, they'll set a new franchise record for consecutive wins with 4. They've also held their last 4 opponents scoreless, which is something Jim Curtin is taking a lot of pride in. And Dave, as you said, their defense is in check, and because of that, their offense has been able to get going a little bit. We saw that in D.C. We saw that again against Houston on Wednesday night. 17th minute into the game, Ilsinho at the top of the box finds Chris Pontius making a run on the wing, who delivers a beauty of a cross right here. 5'8" Fafa Picault gets higher than everybody, heads this one in, has a nice little dance afterwards, equally as beautiful as Chris Pontius' cross. Later on, Ilsinho on a fast break. He put the speed into this game right here. He's making great moves. His shot hits the post. Ray Gaddis follows up, but his shot goes wide. A little frustration there from Gaddis. 38th minute. CJ Sapong starts this one off with a steal. Hands it off to Pontius, who finds a streaking Ilsinho in the box. One times it in for the 2-0 lead for the Philadelphia Union.
And Marissa, Andre Blake was very successful. Robbing Manotas there. You see him get past Fabinho and Medulla, but he makes one of his 4 saves of the night. When we talk about collective defending, here it is against Ricardo Clark in the back as Medulla and Gaddis both helped out on the flanks as well. And one of the players that the Union also took out in the matchup is Alex, too. He was a player that certainly wanted to get into the middle third, but Blake cleared his cross, and then Wenger, a former Philadelphia Union product, Blake came out off his line, very big in the matchup, leading to another victory.
Well, what a difference a few weeks can make. The Union are absolutely streaking that right now. One of the hottest teams in the league. 4 shutouts, which is a club record. And they talked about a lot of options they've had on the attack. This team has scored 9 goals during this 4-game shutout streak, all while featuring 6 different goal scorers, which is really incredible because they always talk about depth. They always talk about making sure that one guy's not carrying the load, and we've seen that so far.
They're winning the second ball out of the midfield, and one of the things that's been great to watch is that they're very patient in the build-up, and they're switching the point of attack largely in part to the number 6 player playing that defensive mid position, Harris Medulla, going all the way to Pico, and then to Pontius. Even will play balls over the top to CJ Sapong. Now, speaking of this turnaround, Union supporters know this didn't start the way they wanted to in 2017, but as Chris Pontius, Harris Medulla, the Jim Curtin will tell you, they knew a turnaround was imminent.
I've been on a bad team. I know what a bad team feels like. This wasn't a bad team, so I knew that we were an 0-4-4 team, we just kept plugging away. We didn't change much. We showed up to work, rolled up our sleeves, and got the job done.
We are playing more like a team. We are covering each other every yard, and that's important in football. And we help each other, and we are happy where we are now.
We'll have to be smart not to give up corners or restarts or things that can get them going. It's something that they're very good at. So again, on our home field, it's about us, though. We have to control the tempo of the game from the start. I'm not worried about us creating chances. We've been able to create a ton of chances. It's just a matter now, everyone defending as a team, keeping that clean sheet streak going.
And the team's been able to defend as a unit because they have the right guys in the right roles. We've seen Alejandro Bedoya in the 8. He said that's where he's most comfortable. We've seen him flourish, really shut down opposing midfielders, make their playmakers non-factors, which has been incredible and very helpful towards those shutout streaks. Also, Ilsinho in the 10 has been a pleasant surprise. His quick cuts, his fluidity, amazing stuff out of the Brazilian.
Now, Marissa, even though the Union are only 11 games into this season, the start, boy, it was disastrous for the Union, but they really turned it around. But let's rewind all the way back to the first 6 games. On April 16th, the boys in blue were winless for the first 6 and suffered 4 consecutive losses, culminating with defeats to Portland and New York City FC. The Union only scored a pallet 5 goals through the first 6. Fast forward to the current table. The Union have ascended from 10th on Wednesday to 7th with 13 points. The club has outscored opponents 12-3 on this 5-game unbeaten streak. And what's been the most gratifying is to see the depth shine as the Union are getting scoring from a multitude of positions. And Marissa, also, it's taking the big players out of the game as well. You saw on Wednesday against Houston, who was taking Alex out of the game, out of the midfield, and then going all the way back to D.C. Acosta and Mullins didn't really do anything against Philadelphia.
Well, the team said as soon as they start winning, the conversation would change. It really has. Momentum is building. You feel it, positivity kind of radiating off of the team during training. But they're going to need to focus against this Colorado Rapids squad tonight. So for more on tonight's match, we're bringing in JP Delacamera and Tommy Smith.
Thank you, Marissa. Well, one of the keys during this good stretch time, I think, was a coaching move Jim Curtin made. He moves Chris Pontius from left to right. That gives a chance for Fafa Picault to get into the starting lineup. And together, those two guys have done very well.
Yeah, they certainly have. When you look at, Pontius, he does a good job of coming back, helping out on the defense. He's unbeatable in the air. He's brilliant on the air. And Picault, he has used his speed very well. So even if he does make a mistake here and there on defense, he has enough of speed to cut back and cover up for what he did.
Right, both of those guys exerted a lot of energy on Wednesday, and that's one of the reasons for a change in the starting 11. We will not see Chris Pontius in the starting 11 tonight. He is available, though, on the subs bench. For more on the starting 11, here's Dave Leno.
Thank you very much, JP. 2 changes in Jim Curtin's 4-2-3-1 formation from Wednesday's game as Andre Blake looks for his 5th straight shutout.
And also big news for the starting lineup. Giuliano Wijnaldum is making his first MLS start tonight in place of Fabinho. So watch for his speed up and down the flanks. He also has great service into the ball.
The captain Bedoya runs box to box as the number 8, while Medunian into the number 6 will look to switch the point of attack often.
Well, Wijnaldum is a discovery signing signed this offseason, and he's supposed to have great potential.
And one of the reasons the Union have been steady in the defensive third is the play of Jack Elliott. Marissa's interview with the former West Virginia product is coming up next.